So the fighter I want to talk about today is Carlos Castro. And if you guys don't know who he is, I'll give you a little rundown about his career. So Carlos Castro has 27 fights with 12 KOs. He's 5'7", has a 70-inch reach. He's fighting out of Phoenix, Arizona, representing Arizona. He just fought in August against Oscar Escandon. Exciting fight. If you want to be a Carlos Castro fan, go watch that fight. Go to YouTube, put Carlos Castro versus Oscar Escandon, and you won't be disappointed. Now, before I get deeper about Carlos Castro, the fighter, I really want to highlight who Carlos Castro is as a person, because that's important. In the days we're in today, negative stuff is highlighted, and we forget about the good. And Carlos Castro is a good guy, man. He's a good guy, respectable guy, family man. He's always treated me right with respect. He's always had manners. Let me give you an example of who Carlos Castro is. Carlos Castro. Met Carlos Castro about 6 or 7 years ago, and it was through an Iron Boy event. Shout out Iron Boy. First off, we're putting Carlos Castro on the map. You know, back in the day, no one was really doing boxing like Iron Boy. They really put a lot of fighters up in the map. So shout out to Roberto Vargas and Iron Boy. So I meet Carlos 6 or 7 years ago. His first fight I've ever seen, and I was hooked. Very exciting, very fan friendly. This guy can fight, is what I said. He's exciting, not boring. After the fight, I go in the back, I talk to him for a little bit, and ask him for an interview. He's okay with it. Yes, sir. Yeah, sure. Talk to him, get an interview. And from the very first interview to the many more I had with him, I've always seen his kid and his wife beside him. Always. Carlos Castro is a family man. That should be highlighted. That should be applauded. Carlos Castro is a good dude. I challenge Arizona boxing fans. If you see Carlos Castro, go up to him. Ask him for an autograph. Ask him for a picture. He'll do it with a smile. He's a good dude. He's a good dude. I just want to talk about that before I talk about Carlos Castro, the boxer, because who he is more important than what he does. So let's talk about Carlos Castro, the boxer. Now, Carlos Castro, when I first saw him fight, he needed a lot of improvement. But one thing I love to where he's at right now, he's improved so much. So much. Because Carlos Castro, I'm not going to lie, he isn't the most athletic. He isn't the hardest hitting. And he isn't the quickest with his hands. But through time and working hard and being consistent, he has respectable athleticism, respectable speed, respectable power. And he's earned that. All of that. Through hard work, dedication, and discipline. The 3 Ds. He's earned it, man. He showed it in his last fight. He fought Oscar Escandon, a former Olympian. He KO'd him. This guy probably has more amateur fights than Carlos. More experience. And Carlos KO'd him. By how? A KO. You tell me Carlos Castro doesn't have power. To the fighters that don't think Carlos Castro doesn't have power, get hit by him. Because all he needs is a clean shot. He's been working on that power. He's been working on the speed. He's been working on his footwork and his athleticism. All of that respectable now. Every fighter in his division needs to respect what Carlos Castro brings in that ring, because he's earned it. And that's awesome to see. Now, let me tell you about a cool fact about Carlos Castro that you may or may not have known. In 2012, when he first started, Carlos Castro fought 3 times. In 2013, he fought 2 times. 14, fought 2 times. And this is where it gets fun. 2015, Carlos Castro fought 7 times in that year. That's a little bit over half the year. That's like him fighting from January to July, ladies and gentlemen. 7 times in 2015. 2016, 3 times. 2017, 2 times. 18, 2 times. 2019, he fought 3 times. 2020, he fought 2 times. During the pandemic, he would have fought one more time, and it would have been 3 times if it wasn't for the pandemic. And in 2021, he's only fought 1 time. But it's because of 2020. The pandemic. 2021, things were still shut. That streak would have kept going if it wasn't for the pandemic. So Carlos Castro has been fighting an average of 3 fights a year. And I want that to serve as an example to the amateurs here in Arizona and around the world, and to the upcoming boxers here in Arizona, most importantly. Because we have a nice core of up-and-coming pro boxers coming up right now. And I always find a new one every year, or every week. Every week I find a new boxer here in Arizona that I didn't know, that I'm like, wow, this kid could fight. And I want them to take a page out of Carlos Castro. Definitely take a page out of the Benavidez's, Oscar Valdez. But take a page out of the book of Carlos Castro. Because he's a good example of consistency and hard work and wanting it. Because he wasn't born with God-given speed, God-given athleticism, a God-given punch. He's earned that through hard work. The only thing he's been given by God is a chin. That's really important. But the rest, man, he's earned through hard work. And to the Arizona boxing fans coming up, take a page out of that. You got to fight consistently. You got to work hard in the gym. You got to be a good person. You got to stay out of trouble. Take a page out of his book. I challenge to these Arizona boxers coming up, fight 7 times in 1 year. Heck, try and fight 5 times in 1 year. 7 times in 1 year. That's hard. Carlos Castro did it. You could do it. And you've come up with the excuse. What is yours? Because Carlos Castro coming up had a kid. He had a family. He sacrificed a lot. You don't think his lady and him didn't have conversations with, hey, spending more times in the gym than at the house. I'm sure that conversation was talked. But he made it work out. Fighting 7 times in 1 year. He made it work out fighting an average of 3 times a year. He's made it work out. What's your excuse? Fight more. If you want to be the best, and if you want to get to your goal. It's a good example. And I want the Arizona boxers to know about that. And I want Carlos Castro to know that I appreciate him representing Arizona the right way. And also being a good example to these amateurs and up-and-coming fighters. Because I know he's right there knocking on the door of a world title. And all that he's earned. He's earned the opportunity to fight for a world title, ladies and gentlemen. Through hard work and dedication and being consistent. He's right there. The only thing that's stopping him is the promoter not giving him a chance. That's the only thing. But when he gets his chance, and he will, I believe he's going to pull it off. Because I believe that night he's going to want it more than his opponent. Because I see how hard he works. I see the person he is. And I believe in Carlos Castro being a world title and pulling it off. I believe in him. So shout out to Carlos Castro, his team, his family. Shout out to them. They're good people. And keep doing your thing, Carlos. You're working hard. You're representing AZ the right way. Keep doing your thing, man. I'll be supporting you. So there you go, guys. Those are my thoughts on Carlos Castro, the boxer, the person. If you're not a fan of his, go on YouTube. Put Carlos Castro versus Oscar Escandon. You won't be disappointed. Please like, share, and subscribe to All Around Boxing TV. And I'll see you guys on the next episode.